Hey, it's Victor from Social Firestarter. I've got a quick tip for anybody that is filling out citations and they are maybe not completely sure if the citations have been indexed yet. So if you don't know what that means, basically you should be filling out many different listings for your law firm, whether that is Justia, Avo, Martindale, or whether it's lesser known sources or directories. Having your name out there on these profiles we'll refer to them as citations. They're different places that cite your business entity. More importantly, well, I guess we can get into like the details for a different video, but these different listings, they need to be seen by Google for them to actually have their effect for your local SEO. So they help out not so much with the organic rankings for the different pages, but they help tremendously with your local local presence, your local SEO. So very simple way. So let's say you've got an entire spreadsheet of different links, and I'm going to take got our example, our test campaign here. So I'm going to look at a few different directory listings here. These ones are a little bit more obscure, not so much legal specific, but that's okay. So a lot of the directories that get tons of traffic, like Justia, Avo, Yelp, they get crawled very frequently by Google, which means that Google understands there's so many people on that website. They know that it's important to prioritize those websites and make sure that they're scanning them more frequently, because if there's anything that updates, it's just much more important for this website for that information to be updated on Google search. So just a simple explanation as to why a lot of times if you're just filling out a Justia or a Yelp, you really don't have to worry about the indexation, because those are, like, you already know for sure they're going to get crawled and they're going to get seen by Google. Same with any popular social media network, Facebook, Twitter. You don't have to worry too much about checking the indexation. But if you look at places like this, these websites definitely don't get very much traffic. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to make sure that Google can see these, because they're not really, maybe this one they're crawling a little bit more, but these other examples, they're not really going to these sources. But there's all sorts of different ways to get them indexed. We can speak about that in a different video. Tons of different tricks. It kind of changes over time as Google improves its indexation, its prioritization for the crawling, which has been thoroughly worked through throughout the entire year of 2020. So there's definitely different ways to be indexing this depending on what time, what point in time we're at. But how do we know if these are indexed? Well, very simply, you just grab the full URL, head all the way to the left, type in the site, semicolon, and then the link, and we're going to hit, we're going to Google search that. So I'm in Google Chrome, that's why it just goes directly to Google search. But essentially what we're doing is we're going to Google, we're doing the site search. Very simple. Super, super easy. Okay, so this one's not indexed. All right, so a few of them not indexed. I have noticed one bug where I think it may have been a temporary one, because I have not experienced it before, or not experienced it recently, but I have seen some issues for whatever reason with having the actual www dot in there. But as you can see here from this little quick test, most of the listings here that I pulled out, except for these two, are indexed. So that basically means that Google was able to crawl this, and they are keeping it in its index. They're making some assumptions here and basically they think that this is important enough to keep on their index. So, you know, one of the things that I can share that always help with indexing is to place some content in there. If you actually fill out the entire listing, it's going to increase your chances of indexation. It also makes it much easier if you're using a more obscure source like these, and you're like struggling to really get them to index. It's going to be great to try to fill them out as much as possible, as you can see here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a very quick way of using the site search to figure out if the given page is indexed. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have questions or if you want me to cover something else I mentioned a little bit more thoroughly in a different video. See ya.